Hey y'all, today I'm going to show you how I went about curating this look for Surdeep's music video. Replicate this on this side. Okay, so first of all, this is a project that I've kept in the vault for a long, periodically time now. We did this back in September, and we have been planning it for months prior to that as well, all the way back into April of last year. The main concept behind this look was to convey an idea of protecting your own innocence and your own purity. So the song is called No Way Back, and it is about the steps that you need to take in order to reach your goals and dreams, despite what others may say about that. It's about protecting the life that you believe in being possible for yourself. And that is an idea that I really wanted to be reflected within the makeup look, especially as he told me more and more about what inspired the song. The crosses over his eyes represents him having faith in his vision, and we decided to do them in black because black is a color of protection. It is a cloaking color. So the design is really meant to reflect protecting your own vision, your own faith, what you believe to be possible for yourself and your life. Before I get into talking more about his inspiration and his story, I do want to talk about what I'm actually doing here. I created the general shape with a white eye pencil, which I don't like this eye pencil. It's a little bit too soft and it's breaking and stuff. I don't like it. It's wet and wild. Don't get it. But I initially did it in white because it's easier to clean up than the black liner. Then I went over those lines with a black gel liner. When he was talking to me about the kind of look he was going for, he mentioned he wanted more of a gothic sort of aesthetic, and he also mentioned The Crow as a reference. This was the initial inspo I found, and then this was the first mock look that I did on myself. But when it came time to doing the mock look on him, I didn't really like the way that it sat on his face, the shape and the formation of it. So I ended up making it much more stylistic to fit his face better, to where it almost gives this appearance of a Batman-like mask, which I felt was very fitting because one of the things that he had said, for him, the makeup represented this sort of outward projection of him wanting to be his own hero, which to me felt like the idea of wanting to be that hero or even representation that you never had, particularly growing up, which I feel like goes back to this idea of protecting your own innocence, your own purity of your dreams and goals and ideas. That's why I really felt like the more faith-based imagery within the look represents that faith in self, and the color black being, protection of that cloaking of that innocence. Because sometimes you do have to kind of cloak yourself from certain people and environments in order to protect your dreams. Not everybody is going to be the most encouraging or supportive of you, especially when they have their own limiting beliefs about life or themselves. Get your fucking jawline like So for this part, I actually just use black eyeshadow to fill in the entire cross. And you'll be able to see this a little later on, but there was actually a bit of fallout that landed around his under eye area. And we actually decided to keep that in because it made it look a little bit grungier, which is more of an aesthetic that he was kind of going for, especially with the set that he was in for the music video, which I'm not even, I'm gonna just let you go. I'm gonna just let you see. If you want to see what the set is like, you're gonna have to take your ass there. So to get more into the backstory of this particular song, Surdeep actually mentioned to me that this song was a quote-unquote response to an ex or somebody that he was quote-unquote dating at the time, who had said that his music wasn't good and that he would never get anywhere with it, and it was just a lot of nasty things. And when I said there's sometimes a need to cloak yourself from certain individuals in order to protect yourself, these are the kind of people that I mean. Surround yourself with people who speak life into you rather than plant seeds of doubt. Okay, so at this point in the makeup, I actually really wanted to create some shadows around the crosses to make it just look as if it is more part of his skin, like almost as if it's sort of singed onto his face, which I feel like further pulls in the symbolism of him not just protecting his faith, but holding on to it as it's a part of him, you know? And his faith in himself, his faith in the life that he sees for himself, including those visions as part of how he identifies himself. And I actually really like this song. It has this like heavy 80s vibe. I love synth. And I love this crazy sax that it's got going on in the end, which you've actually been listening to the song for the past 3 minutes, if you couldn't tell by the very obvious sign I put in the corner. Anyways, this is the full look. Give me your thoughts. Let us know what you think. Thank you so much for watching.